everybody, my name is Aditya Nurrahman and today I'm gonna presentation about the English literature about the past. First of all, the tragedy of Othello of War of Venice, often shortened to Othello, is a tragedy written by William Shakespeare around 9 around 63, set in Venice and Cyprus. The play depicts the Irish military commander Othello as is manipulated by his ensign Lago into suspecting his wife Desdemona of infidelity. Othello is widely considered one of Shakespeare's greatest works and is usually classified among his major tragedies alongside Macbeth, King Lear, and Hamlet. Unpublished in the author's life, the wave survived in one quarto edition from 1622, and in the first folio, Othello have been one of the Shakespeare's most popular plays, both among play playgoers, goers, and literary critics since this first performance, spawning numerous numerous stage screen and operatic adaptation among actors. The roles of Othello Argo, Desdemona, and Elia, Lagos' wife, and regarded as highly demanding and desirable. Critical attention are focused on the nature of the bestiality. This usual mechanic is a treatment of race and on the motivation of Lago and his relationship to Othello, originally performed by white actors in dark makeup. The role of Othello began to be played by black actors in the 19th century. Shakespeare's major source for the play was a novella by Cinthio, the plot of which Shakespeare borrowed and reworked substantially, but not among Shakespeare's longest play. It contained two of his four longest roles in Othello and Lago. Characters: Othello, general in the Venetian military, a noble Moor. Desdemona, Othello's wife, Lord of Brabantio. Lago, Othello trusted but jealous and treacherous ensign. Cassio, Othello's loyal and most beloved lieutenant. Emilia, Lago's wife and Desdemona's maidservant. Bianca, Cassio's lover. Brabantio, Venetia, senator, and Desdemona's fathers can also be called Brabantio. Roderigo, dissolute Venetia in love with Desdemona, Duke of Venice, Dragondiano, Brabantio brothers, Lodovico Brabantio kinsman and Desdemona cousin, Montano out Venetia predecessor in the government of Cyprus, clown, servant, senators, sailors, officer, gentleman, messenger, herald, attendants, physician, some other more. But Rodrigo, a healthy and dissolute gentleman, complains to his friend Lago and sign that Lago did not tell him about the recent secret marriage between Desdemona, the daughter of Brabantio, a senator, and Othello, a Moorish general in the Venetian army. Roderigo is upset because he married Desdemona as and had asked her wife and had asked her father Brabantio from her hand in marriage, but Brabantio denied him. Lagot thirst for revenge on Othello for promoting an aristocrat named Cassio as lieutenant over him. Would Lago consider a less capable soldier than himself. Lago tells Rodrigo that he plans to exploit Othello for his advantage and confines convince Rodrigo to wake Brabantio to tell him about his daughter employment. Meanwhile, Laga sneaks away to find Othello and warns him that Brabantio is coming for him. Brabantio, provoked by Rodrigo, in enrage and seeks to confront Othello, but he finds Othello, accompanied by the Duke of Venice guards, who prevent violence. News have arrived Venice, that the Tonks are going to take Cyprus, and Othello is therefore summoned to face the senators. Brabantio have no option but to accompany Othello to the Duke's residence, where they accuse Othello to himself of seducing Desdemona by witchcraft. Othello defends himself before the Duke of Venice, Brabantio's kinsmen Lodovico and Gratiano, and previous senators. Othello explained that while he was invited to Brabantio's home, Desdemona, because enamored of him for the sad, compelling stories he told of his life before Venice, not because of any witchcraft. The Senate instead fight on Desdemona, confirmed that she loved Othello, but Brabantio lived, saying that Desdemona will betray Othello. Look to her more, if if thou as I to see, she have divided the father in me the Equan Sector 3, Lagos still in the room. 6. Note Brabantio remark by order of the Duke. Othello left Venice to command the Venetian armies against invading Turks on the island of Cyprus, accompanied by his new wife, his lieutenant Cassio, is in San Lago and Lago wife, Emilia, as Desdemona attended. 2. The Tragic of King Lear, often shortened to King Lear, is a tragedy written by Shakespeare in 1965 or early 66, set in pre-Roman Britain. The play depicts the consequence of King Lear's love test, with which he divides his power and then according to the pledge to his daughters. The play is known for this dark tone, complex poetry, and prominent motive concern, concerning blindness and madness. The earliest known performance was on Saint Stephen's Day in 66. Modern editors derive their text from three extant versions: the 68 Quattro, Q1, the 6090 Quartot, 2, an unofficial on based on Quattro 1, and the 6023 first folio. The Quattro versions differ significantly from the folio version. In 6081, after the English restoration, Nahunte produced a revised version with a romantic subplot and a less black ending. This version displays Shakespeare from improvisational stage until 1838, or ever since then. Shakespeare originally plays have come to be regarded as one of his supreme achievements in his defense of poetry, 1821. Precipitation, Shirley, Kingsley, the most basement of the dramatic art existing in the world, and the play is regularly cited as one of the greatest works of the literature ever written. Characters: Lear, King of Britannia; Goneril, Lear's eldest daughter; Regan, Lear's middle daughter; Cordelia, Lear's youngest daughter. The fool attended on Lear, Duke of Albany, Goneril's husband; Duke of Cornwall, Regan's husband; King of France, suitor and Lear's husband to Cordelia; Duke of Burgundy, suitor to Cordelia; Earl of Gloucester, a loyalist; Edgar Gloucester's firstborn son; Edmund Gloucester's illegitimate son; Lord of Kent, a Lear loyalist; Oswald, Goneril's steward; Doctor, attend to Cordelia; current Gloucester servant; old man, a tenant of Gloucester. Plot: the play begins with the Earls of Gloucester and Kent discussing plan, succession plans. Gloucester produced his legitimate son Edmund, and court arrive, and Lear announces he will finalize the marriage of his youngest daughter Cordelia to either the Duke of Burgundy or the King of France. Lear will also abdicate, granting a third of his kingdom to each daughter, provided they declare their love for him. Goneril and Regan make flattering features, but Cordelia said he loved him according to her duty. Outrage led this soul, Cordelia dividing her inheritance between her sister Lear. She conditioned her retain the title of king. He will reside with Goneril and Regan, and he keeps a return of all the knights. Ken chastises Lear for abdicating and for disowning Cordelia, and Lear punishing. Lear offered Cordelia to her suitors without adjoining France, absent, admiring her honestly. Ambitious Edmund resents his bastardly plots to suppress his brother Edgar. while rather than leaving, Ken has disguised himself as Caius. Lair hires him after he beats generous servant Oswell for lack of manners. Generous flustration. While hosting the king and his return, and so orders him to dismiss half of Knight and enraged Lair curses Gunnery and threatens to take back his powers before departing for Regen's residence. In a private conversation, Lair fears he might be going mad after encouraging Edgar to fight the caster. Edmund insinuates, insinuates his brother planning to murder Gloucester, convinces the Earl the, this disinherits Edgar, proclaiming him an outlaw. Edgar is pursued across the countryside, causing him to adopt the persona of a mad beggar named Tom of Bethlehem. Tom of Bethlehem. 3. The tragedy of Mayback, often shortened to Mayback, is a tragedy by William Shakespeare, estimated to have been first performed in 66 in dramatist, physically violent and damaging psychological effect of political wishes and power. It was first published in folio of 1623, possibly from the book and is Shakespeare's shortest tragedy. Scholars believe Mayback of all the plays the Shakespeare wrote during the reign of King James I contains most allusion of James, patron of Shakespeare acting company. The the play, a brave Scottish general named Mayback received from a trio of witches that one day we will become a king of Scotland, consumed by his latent ambition and spur to violence by his wife Mayback murdered three Duncan and takes the Scottish throne for himself. Then waked to guilt and paranoid, he committed further murders to protect himself from enmity and suspicion, becoming a tyrannical ruler in the process. The violence betrayed by the power-hungry corporalists to their sanity, finally to their deaths. Shakespeare's source for the story is the account of Mayback, King of Scotland, Macduff, and Duncan in Holinshed, Holin, Holinshed, Holinshed Chronicles 5087. A history of England, Scotland, and Ireland tells Shakespeare of his the contemporaries of both the event in the play different from the story of the real Mayback. There was a superstition that the name of the player should not spoken and that it should instead be called Scottish play. The play have attracted some of the most renowned actors to the roles of Mayback and Lady Macbeth. Mayback have been adapted to film, television, opera, novels, comics, and other media. Plot: amid thunder and lightning, three witches decide that their next winning will be the Mayback, the Thane Lord of Glamis. And that's following the scenes In the following scenes, soldier report the soldier report to King Duncan of Scotland that his Banquo, Generals Banquo and Maybeck have just defeated a rebellion led by the traitorous Trent of Cawdor. Elliot, for force from Norway and Ireland, Duncan assist his kinsmen for their bravery and fighting prowess. Notes that the title of Ten of Cawdor shall be transferred to Maybeck. Landing on Hitti, Hitti, Maybeck and Banquo are puzzled and the three pitches appear prophetically, hailing Maybeck as Ten of Giannis and King of Cawdor next, saying that he shall be king hereafter. When Banquo asks of him on fortune, the Norwegian responds that he will father a line of kings, though himself will not be one. The witches vanish, and the ten of us arrive, informing Maybeck of his newly bestowed little Thane of Cawdor. The witches' first, first prophecy is thus fulfilled, and Maybeck immediately begins to harbor nervous ambition to become king. King Duncan himself soon welcomes the praise Maybeck and Banquo, declaring they will all spend the night at Maybeck Castle in Inverness. Also, Duncan's son Malcolm announced as his official heir. Maybeck sends a letter about the witches ahead to his wife, the Lady Maybeck, who is resolved that she at her husband should murder Duncan in order to obtain the crown. The when Maybeck arrived in Inverness, she persuaded him to get the king that very night. They plan to get Duncan's two chambers attendants drunk so that they will black out. Thus, the next morning, they can claim the attending of the murder. Number number three. Sit. Number four. Number four. The tragedy of Hamlet. Prince of Denmark, often shortened to Hamlet, is a tragedy written by William Shakespeare. Sometime between 1599 and 61, it is Shakespeare's longest play set in Denmark. The play depicts Prince Hamlet and his attempt to action revenge against his uncle Claudius of have murdered Hamlet's father in order to seize his throne and marry Hamlet's mother. Hamlet is considered among most powerful influentially tragedy in English language, with a story capable of seemingly endless retelling and adaptation by others. It is widely considered one of the greatest plays of all time. The different early version of the play often extend the first quattro, 63, the second quattro, 64, and the first folio, Evans 6023. Each version includes lines and presentation from the others. Many works have been pointed to all possible sources for the Shakespeare play, from ancient Greek tragedies to Elizabeth dramas. Character Main article Characters in Hamlet. Hamlet, son of the late king and nephew of the present king Claudius. Claudius, king of Denmark, Hamlet's uncle and brother to the former king. Gertrude, Gertrude, queen of Denmark and Hamlet's mother. Polonia, chief counselor to the king. Ophelia, Polonius' daughter, Horatio, friends of Hamlet, Laertes, Polonius' son, Volmont, and Cornelius Cortis, Cortis, Cortis. This Rosencrantz and Guildester, courtiers, friends of Hamlet, or Osric, a courtier, um, Marcel, Marcellus, an officer, Bernardo, as officials, but Bernardo or Bernard in Quattro version, Francisco, a soldier, Reynaldo, Polonius' servant, Ghost, the ghost of Hamlet, father, King Hamlet, 14 Brush, Prince or Norway, grave diggers, of sextons, player, king, player, queen, Lucianus, and other more players. But Prince Hamlet of Denmark is the son of the recently deceased, deceased King Hamlet and nephew of King Claudius. His father, brother, and successor Claudius actually married King Hamlet's widows, Gertrude Hamlet's mother, and took the throne from his son. Denmark have a long-standing feud with neighboring Norway, in which King Hamlet slew King Froðir of Norway in a battle some year ago. Although Denmark divided Norway, and the Norwegian throne fell to King Froðir in Fame Brothers, Denmark fear that invasion led by the dead Norwegian king's son Prince Froðir is imminent. On a cold night on the ramparts of Arsino, the Danish royal castle, the Sanchez, Bernardo, and Marcellus discuss a ghost assembling the late King Hamlet, which they have transmission and bring Prince Hamlet, friends Horatio, and also witness. After the ghost appears again, the three fought to tell Prince Hamlet that what they have witnessed. The court gathers the next day. The king, Claudius, and Queen Gertrude discuss affairs of state with their elderly advisor. Claudius grants permission for his son letters to return to school in France, and he sent Way to perform of Norway Norway what was in Claudius also questioned and what regarding his continuing the grief for his father and forbids him to return to his university in Heidelberg. After the court accuses him with despair of his father's death and his mother's hasty remarriage, learning of the ghost from Horatio, Hamlet resolved to see it himself. As Polonius' son Laertes prepares to depart for France, Polonius offers him advice that culminates in the maxim to sign on self-withdrew. Polonius' daughter, Ophelia, admits her interest in Hamlet, but Laertes warns her against seeking the prince's attention, and Polonius orders her to reject his ad- advance. That night, on the rampart, the usurper Hamlet tells the prince that he was murdered by Claudius by pouring poison into his ear as he slept, and demands the Hamlet avenge the murder. Hamlet agrees, and the ghost vanishes. The priest confides to Horatio and the centuries that how now on the plans to put an end take this version on or act as though he have gone mad. and would force them to swear to keep his plan for secret. However, he remains so uncertain of the ghost's reliability. Okay, I think that's all. Uh, I think five though. I think okay. That's all. Thank you for the presentation today. I hope uh I got learning about this presentation. I hope you guys have a lesson from this. See you tomorrow. Bye.